June. Summer begins, shitty companies virtue signal up the ass, gamers watch as E3 reveals all of their favorite games are becoming corrupted by the same horrible ideology. I mean, thankfully we won't be getting a whole ass convention for it this year, even though there are still gonna be presentations. Anyway, Nintendo should be free of that shit, though obviously Pokemon is gonna want to squeeze themselves in and be the center of attention. Speaking of Pokemon, how are they doing? Oh shit. You didn't even wait, did you? Hello everyone, this is VG Master 2, and it's finally time. Pokemon Company has announced that we're getting news for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Surprisingly, it's not a franchise-wide presents, and it doesn't even seem to be a live stream or pre-recorded video. They really are looking like they're just dropping a trailer at 9 AM. I mean, fuck, they're not even announcing anything for Legends Arceus, which means that, effectively, it's dead, after only a few months. If that, given that this shit was first revealed in February. Massive rip. Plus, now that Pokemon Company shat out the rest of the legendary events in Budspa and home compatibility, half a year after the game came out, there's nothing left to keep that game alive. Fucking rest in piss, Budspa, you will not be missed. And no, I don't care that the home compatibility didn't come out until now because they had to make a bunch of workarounds since Unity and whatever home uses didn't mix. One, they shouldn't have announced and promised it if they thought it was going to be trouble. Two, Budspa shouldn't have ever existed in the first place, so it shouldn't have been a problem. And three, it's out now, so clearly they made it work. Well, quote-unquote work. They released it, that doesn't mean it functions properly. And apparently it didn't for a while. Dunno if that's still the case. It should have been no surprise they took this long to release home compatibility. I mean, even if they didn't have a convenient excuse. Every month they waited was another month closer to getting paid billions of dollars by millions of retards. They already gaslit everyone into thinking cutting the Pokemon was good after 20 plus years of never doing that, even on weaker consoles, and then selling us the quote-unquote solution, even though Pokemon games pre-Gen 6, not counting Gens 2 to 3, all had ways of transferring hard-coded into the games. Of course they're going to milk it for as long as they can. The longer they force you to keep your Pokemon locked up, the more money they get. Once they release a game where the final batch of Pokemon is finally in the code, people will have no reason to keep paying for home. At that point, people can use the free version to keep the one box to move small amounts of Pokemon between Switch games. I wonder if they're going to have a change of heart for Gen 10 since it'll be on a different system and they won't get to milk home there. Who am I kidding? They don't need a change of heart, they need a change of management. And to be honest, they'll probably find a way to put home on the new console since it's on mobile. Oh, also thanks to all those 14 million plus retards who bought Budspa. Because of you, Pokemon Company now knows that it's more profitable to release a shitty, barely working, worse than the original remaster than to put effort into actual remakes. The series will now go even deeper into the shitter. Just a sincere go fuck yourself to everyone who bought these games. The people who bought Legends Arceus aren't exempt, but while I have some opinions on it, it's not necessarily as egregious as Budspa. Anyway, Scarlet and Violet. There are many reasons to feel absolute dread about this. One, the very likely possibility that they're going to reveal they're doing something super anti-consumer. Two, Game Freak's increasingly shitty track record when it comes to current Pokemon designs, meaning the new legendaries might look like shit. And three, perhaps most importantly, the high possibility of a shit new gimmick. You see, Scarlet and Violet continue the trend of having a weird symbol in the Japanese logos, which is concerning. In X and Y, the logos contain the Mega Evolution DNA Swirl. In Sun and Moon's logos, there was a Z Crystal. However, the logos of Sword and Shield didn't have anything, given that the weird circle shown throughout the game is more of the symbol of Galar, not maxing. I can only hope and pray that that means that this is not a gimmick. I think it's safe to say that nobody likes the gimmicks. The only one people actually like is Mega Evolution, and it never should have been a gimmick anyway. It only became a gimmick after Game Freak realized they'd have to put in work and effort to keep it going, and since they're lazy assholes, they noped out. I know that one of the best chances to have Megas come back before now was in the Sinnoh remakes, even though those technically never happened since Blitzball is a remaster, but a region connected to France has to be the most opportune moment to bring it back. Basically what I'm saying is no gimmicks, but if you do, let it be Megas. Because chances are this bitch, whatever it's gonna be called, is gonna be the entire Iberian Peninsula, meaning it'll be directly connected to France. Which should, given that, even though they refuse to admit it, the Pokemon world is basically just an alt-Earth with slightly different geographical specifics, mean that this region will be connected to Kalos, which would be huge, and something they should definitely capitalize on. Anyway, I guess we should get to the presentation now, but one more thing. Apparently, Junichi Masuda, you know, the guy who was supposed to step down as creative director years ago, but stayed long enough to ruin the Gen 4 remakes, well, he apparently is stepping down as director for realsies this time, and is only going to have a position at the Pokemon Company, as opposed to just Game Freak, as a quote-unquote chief creative fellow, which, let's be honest, is probably code for you might not want a huge position in the game company, but we want to make sure you stay here so we can use you to ruin the series some more. So, you know, that's great. Anyway, what are we supposed to be talking about? Oh, that's right, the presentation, or more, just trailer. Sorry, there's so much retarded shit that Pokemon's done lately, and nowhere else to mention it without making an out-of-context random video, in the middle of being busy with a fuck ton of reviews. But I guess let's begin now. I can't wait to see what fresh hell awaits us. So it really was just a trailer that dropped at 9 AM, give or take a few minutes depending on how fast or slow your computer's clock is, and they just dropped it on us with the only warning being the warning yesterday. Had they said nothing, we'd just have this dropped on us like a nuke, so thanks for your retarded way of dropping information, I guess. The trailer begins with the player character preparing shit at home, I guess, before heading out. We see two emblems, an orange and grapes, that people already noticed from last trailer, get some shots of the region before cutting to a TV that then shows us two professors. Yes, it seems like we're going to be getting version-exclusive professors, as this one woman, Professor Sada, is wearing orange caveman shit, and the man, Professor Turo, is wearing purple futuristic shit. I guess that's new. We see the starters in-game, and honestly, it looks like shit. This game looks worse than it did in the first trailer somehow. What the fuck are these textures and this resolution? We see a girl with no name given, and she throws out this adorable little guy who also wasn't given a name in this trailer. Because why would we announce info in a trailer? A guy says that you can apparently head out with 3 other trainers, so that might mean the online communication features might be massively expanding, and we see 4 trainers group up before splitting up. We see shit from each of their perspectives, and in one, we see this little guy, whose name isn't revealed, and this guy, who is apparently named Lechonk. Okay, that's a good one. We also see some of the UI. It kinda looks like shit. We see some more battles, some more locations, a trade, some returning Pokemon, and then what are very likely gyms, seeming grass, fire, and ground. No gym leaders, though. We then get a CGI animation, and let's just get right to it. Here are the legendaries and here are the boxes. They wouldn't be the worst designs ever, except not only do they look like things that belong more in fossil fighters, they have big fucking ugly wheels jutting out from their chests. What the fuck? The trailer then ends with a weird Pokeball flying in a diamond. Is that supposed to mean anything? Oh god, please don't be related to a gimmick. And that's it. This trailer basically had 0 hard data, other than the release date being November 18th. Wow, who could have seen that coming? Except literally everyone. But, as is customary, we can't reveal everything we have to say in the trailer. Nah, why would we do that? So we have to go to the website for extra information. So let's do that. And what do you know, here's all the info. So, going in order of subject as it appears on the website, let's start with the Pokemon. So this little guy is Palmy, the mouse Pokemon, and a mono-electric type. Given his little cheek pouches, this guy looks to be our Pikachu clone. Other than his eyes being too small and hands being too big, he's alright looking. Good job. Low-key looks like that new Kirby enemy though. The plant boy is Smoliv, the olive Pokemon, a grass normal type. He's pretty cute, but hopefully he evolves. Finally, there's Lechonk, who is the hog Pokemon and a mono normal type. He's okay. Hopefully he evolves too. Oh, sorry, did I say finally? Because I actually just meant that he's the last normal Pokemon. We still have to talk about the legendaries. The Scarlet Boy is Kodaidon, and the Violet Boy is Medaidon. We don't know their types yet, but the website states that they are said to have powers that far surpass other Pokemons. Fuck me, how in God's name do you surpass Eternatus? Unless he just doesn't exist anymore. These two definitely have a past and future theme going on, even down to their names apparently, like many have theorized this game would have. And especially with the Scarlet and Violet professors having similar themes, I can only hope and pray that we do not have time travel in this game. Time travel almost always destroys world building. I know Celebi and sometimes Dialga can do it, but don't have it be a big plot point in these games, for the love of all that is good. The World of page doesn't really disclose anything new, just confirms that you can do a bunch of shit with other players, and really tries to convince people that this is open world, trust me bro! Also, apparently you can do things and go anywhere without completing the story? Maybe? I don't know, I don't believe them. Finally, for the characters, the only new thing is that the girl we saw is named Nimona, and that she's our guide, and that means possibly our rival? Doesn't seem nearly as annoying as How or Hop, thank fuck. I guess for the professors, it should be noted that they seem like actual school professors, as not only do we have those emblems and uniforms that are definitely signifying a school theme, as well as the protagonists looking like baby bitches, but that they seem to be, as the website states, carrying out research into certain lore passed down in the region. Also, it seems their names are meant to be variations of the Spanish words for past and future. Rip the tree, professors, you will be missed. And that's it. For real this time. We didn't get a look at the region, or find out its name, or even see a hint of a gimmick. I'm almost sad. For everything other than the lack of gimmick. That shit's great. Although it does mean that we effectively know less than we did at this point in Sword and Shield's information cycle. I mean, I really couldn't give less of a shit about any of this. I still don't trust Game Freak, especially since they pulled all this. As usual, all I care about is the world building with the new region, the story, and the legendaries. Show me that and I'll take them and be on my way. I don't even expect the story to be good. I just want to know the basic plot points so I can spruce them up in my shitty fanfictions. The only good thing about this game is that Toby Fox gets to continue to bolster his resume, since he apparently worked on music in this game. We're getting closer and closer to him being just the main composer for this franchise, and if that happened, I honestly wouldn't complain because at least he's competent. But everything else? It's kinda sad, you know? Like, seeing new Pokemon should be cool, and it used to be, because before 2019, some people could be more lenient on the shitty stories because we had all the Pokemon. New ones got announced, and it felt like they were just joining a huge family. But it's not like that anymore. Every time a new Pokemon is announced, you have to wonder what previous Pokemon is going to become pretty much obsolete, and worthless, and non-existent. And when you don't have other content to use as a shield, all of the bad things just become more apparent. I fully expect Scarlet and Violet to be shit. It's just a matter of if they're going to give us a big blaring red sign that it is. And then what the fuck does the future hold? Overpriced DLC that should have been part of the base post-game? shitty, barely functioning remasters of the next few remake candidates, more unnecessary experiments with shit new designs, games coming out so fast that the employees have to be put on suicide watch? I'm only along for the ride, and on the off chance this franchise stops being ass. But let's be honest, that's not gonna happen until the people in charge drop dead, which probably won't happen for another few decades. And even then, they're probably grooming younger employees to think just like them, and then this series will never change. At least not before I die. Oof, that got pretty dark there. Sorry about that. Well, I guess that's it for Pokemon for now. And I won't have to lay my eyes on this shit for about a week, since they're probably gonna be in that inevitable Nintendo Direct because they're attention whores. Well, I'll be making a video about that, so I'm VG Master 2, and I hope to see you then.